What's up, everybody? This is the Surly Mechanic with episode 5, 6. I don't know. I've lost count at this particular point. Today, I want to talk about motorcycle trips. So, I've done a handful of motorcycle trips. Pennsylvania, Colorado, handful of times to Tennessee. I did a solo trip, which I talked about back in 2020. Yeah, 2020, from Orange, Texas to Ivor, Virginia, where my father lives. And that one was pretty long, about 1,300 miles, and I did it all straight in about 21 hours. I think I've mentioned that before in another story, so I'm going to go with this other one. I think the initial season 1, episode 1, I talked about being stranded on the roadside in Wyoming, or broke down on the roadside, or abandoned on the roadside, whatever. So the last night we were in Cody, Wyoming, where we were at the Ponderosa campground, right there inside Cody. There's not a lot to Cody, so I mean, you know where it's at, the Ponderosa. So Cody, Wyoming to Amarillo, Texas, depending on which route you go, can be between 930 and 970 miles from Cody, at least the part of Cody where we were. And I'm fairly certain there were a handful of road closures because they were doing maintenance because it was summertime. I'm fairly certain that I registered about 970 miles that day. So it all started with the last night in Cody. We decided we're going to get some sleep early tonight. So we get to the cabin after dinner, hang out, talk for a little while, and we all lay down. Well, about 10 p.m., so the Ponderosa is set up with cabins along the outer edge, and then there's an RV park in the interior, and you can also rent a teepee and stuff like that. Anyway, someone's truck alarm kept going off about every 5 minutes from about 10 p.m. to midnight. So our departure time changed from, we're going to get up at 2 a.m. so we can get in Amarillo at a decent time, because my dad had to go straight from Amarillo to Tennessee. Like, he had a set time that he had to be back to Virginia Monday morning or something like that. And my brother and I really wanted to get home Sunday. Not a big deal. I think this was Friday night. So the plan was to leave about 2 a.m. Well, the truck alarm continuously going off and continuously going off and continuously going off. None of us could sleep. And we heard people screaming, shut that alarm off. A few minutes later, shut that alarm off. So text messaging from one bunk to another, because I'm fairly certain it was my dad and myself in one cabin, and my brother and one of my dad's friends in another. And the departure time changed from, how about 1 a.m.? And then a little while later, because this alarm was just continuous, every 10 minutes it was going off, changed from, how about 1 a.m.? Sure. How about midnight? Sure. And like 11 o'clock, 11:15, it was like a unanimous, let's just leave now. So you got to factor in, and I don't recommend this, there wasn't a lot of sleep that particular evening. Really none. Thankfully we had made the Ponderosa the base for the week, so we were just going a couple hours in each direction, riding in various places, so the days weren't strenuous. There wasn't a lot of overexertion for riding, so we all felt pretty up for it. Well, we leave out, which is awesome because there was no traffic. Stop off, everybody fills up, everybody checks their gear over, everybody's good to go. We make it maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and the temperature just dropped. Like, I mean, it's the mountains. And I remember my brother and I were shivering so much, like we were laughing about it, because we have the Sena Bluetooth comms in our helmets. You know, you could hear it. Like freezing. And, you know, my dad's got, you know, the bright neon Wolverine yellow arrow stitch. So he was, you know, he's good. Well, we made it, I want to say, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but about daybreak-ish. I think we were coming through Raton, New Mexico. I could be wrong. That sounds about right. Because I remember seeing the sun come up through the, because you drive like through like a canyon or something right there. And I remember us stopping at a gas station and filling up, and me and my brother were just laughing because we couldn't put enough clothes on. You know what I mean? It was just cold. It was July. You know what I mean? We're from Texas, so we're not used to cold in the evenings. Well, we made it through into Amarillo, and like I said, it was about 970 miles and close to about 17 hours on the road that day. So you figure we got in mid to late afternoonish, which sounds right. Yeah, mid to late afternoonish. And I usually when I go somewhere, like to sit down and eat somewhere, I like to at least be presentable. We were so worn out that for the first time in my life, I walked into a steakhouse with a sweat-drenched, nasty t-shirt, some basketball shorts, some thin basketball shorts, and motorcycle boots on, because we walked from the hotel. None of us cared, and it was like, you know, we're just kind of sitting there staring at each other, like we just did a 970-mile straight shot. And admittedly, I don't, at that particular time, I don't think my brother had ever done that long sitting before. And I don't remember if this was before or when was that. It might have been, no, this was after I'd done my solo run to Virginia by myself. So I already had experience on what I needed to do for a long distance run that was like long, you know, time and distance. So I was kind of already prepped for it. But like it was rough. So 970 miles in about 17 hours. If you look on Google Maps, it says 941 miles in 14 hours and 58 minutes. But like I said, I'm fairly certain there were road closures for construction purposes. And then I don't think we went through any major cities leaving the area. I could be wrong. But what kind of cool motorcycle stories do you guys have? Car stories? Anything? Hit the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, question, comment, concern. I am the Surly Mechanic, and this is episode whatever of Storytime with Surly. Trying to think of anything else I need to tell you guys. As you can see, I'm getting a little sun. And I'm officially old enough for old man jokes, because a couple of the guys I work with are half my age. But that's neither here nor there. Let's hear those stories, folks. Hit the comments. We'll see you guys next week. Appreciate it.